All rise for our Lord and Savior, Skoova Stev.
Skoova Stev.
Truly the greatest character in this game. I love him. I love him so much. Actually, the second I said that, I was like, oh, there are multiple great meme characters in this. But I think Skoova Stev is the one that makes the strongest lasting impression on me. Rick is up there. Rick is up there.
Skoova Stev.
Yeah.
They might be on par with each other.
They're on par with each other. I think I got more excited to see Skoova Stev.
Skoova Stev, we immediately latched onto.
Yeah.
Rick the Doorman, much like many a reaction I had to go seek out.
Yeah.
Was like, oh my god, what?
Pretty great stuff.
My favorite was the guy who saw him and just shot him from across the hall.
Oh, that's great. See, that's also the thing is, like, we didn't really do blaster stands much.
No, God, no.
So I have a cool thing about that. I was talking with my friend recently, a mutual friend that loves these games, about this, and there's jumping way to the end of the climax of this game. This is a spoiler review of Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Welcome.
But jumping way to the end, we hardly ever use blaster stands.
Yeah.
I can't believe we're starting on this point, but we're talking about blaster stands, and it has me thinking. Way to the end, Bode's death at the end. We hardly ever used it, and it kind of made the fact that Cal shoots him down like a fucking rabid dog all the more shocking, because we didn't really use it, so we weren't really used to seeing Cal with the blaster much. We barely used the stance.
Yeah, we didn't like it.
Yeah, I love Bode's death. We'll talk a lot more about that towards the end of this, but man, I had to bring that up because I was literally just talking to him about that this morning. So sure, just a cool thing. Anyway. We played Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
If that wasn't apparent,
we finished the Cal Kestis saga, or at least the Cal Kestis saga as it currently exists. We even read Brotherhood, which is, I guess, his canonically youngest appearance.
Yes.
We did that. Does he have any other small appearances and things?
Not that I know of.
I think that's it. I don't know. I guess we'll find out as we keep exploring Expanded Universe things. But yeah, that is we finished the saga. We're here at the end. We played all of Jedi Survivor. It took us a little bit longer than expected, but I think we knew it was a longer game going in.
That's not even to mention the numerous side quests we didn't do.
Yeah. We were pretty light on side quests as well. Although of course, whenever we saw Skoova Stev, he had our undivided attention.
Oh, of course.
Come on. He even showed us a cool fish at the end. It was great. But no, I really loved Survivor. I think I of the 4 things we covered for the Cal Kestis saga, this is the best. I loved Survivor so goddamn much. Game-wise, it is just a vast improvement on Fallen Order in every way, in my opinion. And I think story-wise, if we're judging it against the comic and the book, I think it's stronger than that, obviously, than both of those, I should say. But I really just loved, in direct comparison to Fallen Order, I don't think there's a single thing this game does worse than Fallen Order. I really don't.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. There are a couple like unique experiences that Fallen Order is able to give you. Like I really do cherish the very first time you used the Force in Fallen Order. I think I talked about. I raved about that when we covered it. I love that moment, and I love, of course, the Vader chase at the end. A moment that kind of has a great parallel in this game as well.
Yeah.
There are things about Fallen Order that I enjoy that are unique to Fallen Order, but otherwise, anything that I can directly compare to Fallen Order, Survivor does better.
Yes.
Story-wise, gameplay-wise, minus my first note here. I think this is the first note in my book about, in my notes page about Jedi Survivor, a PS5 crash.
I almost forgot about this.
That was such a bad first impression.
It was such a sour taste.
We did this whole first tutorial mission, got to the bit with the senator, senator.
Yeah, he was senator.
And the place fucking explodes. All of the people working with Bode, all of them die. And in that explosion, when you jump down, the game fucking crashes on PS5. This is a known bug. They have not fixed it. This game is 3 years old.
It happens in the middle of a cutscene.
Yeah. And apparently, we had to look this up. If you just skip the cutscene, then you're golden. However, there are hardly any respawn points, and we had to do most of the mission again.
Yeah.
Really fucking awful.
Really awful. Although it did lead to me, in my mind, making very funny jokes about, oh god, our crew is so lively. I hope none of them die.
Well, so yeah, I also it should also give us a brief opportunity to see a little bit of what the mind trick moments were in the game, because we were able to do both options. Then we were mind tricking the senator, or not mind tricking. It was an option of like to like threaten or persuade. I don't think it was a mind trick, was it?
I mean, I think we were using the Force to aid us, so I guess technically a mind trick.
Yeah,
it was a matter of like how we did it.
Yeah, but yeah, that was our first kind of impression of the game, and it really sucked, and it really soured our experience early on. But beyond that, I mean, the fact that we forgot about it by now, I think is
it won us back. It won us back pretty easily.
Yeah, it's a strong testament to the game to be like, oh, no, like I totally forgot about it, having to redo almost the entire tutorial mission because of a PS5 crash that they have not fixed. They haven't fixed it.
Yeah, I don't know why. We had to look it up, and it's like a still known issue.
Yeah, this game is 3 years old.
But in that first mission, we meet Bode, who we were like, who's this guy?
We didn't like Bode. This is the really cool thing. We're gonna keep bringing it back to Bode because I'm so fascinated by what this game ended up doing with this character. First off, Nashir Dalal, Admiral Rampart from the Bad Batch. I think he would have done this first. I think. Would have done this first?
I think this would have been first.
It depends on what season Rampart first shows up in. And if it's season 1, he did Bad Batch first. If it's like 2 or 3, he might have done this first. I'm not sure.
Yeah, don't know.
Anyway, so we meet Bode. He's one of Saw Gerrera's people. Or at least we thought he. Yeah,
he's an ex-Saw Gerrera person. Maybe that actually could be fake.
Yeah. This is also the thing is I'm gonna start campaigning for the Bode book now. I really want
Bode pitches such an idea.
Yeah,
I need it.
There's so many little details about his backstory that that I would really love to see expanded on in a novel similar to like Battle Scars. I think there are just a lot of interesting ideas to tap into when you get into his backstory. The idea of like being part of a group of Jedi that were taught to specifically hide their powers, to go deep undercover. Yeah. That's a cool idea. I really enjoy that.
Infiltrate intelligence committees that in the Senate initially, and like that's a really cool concept.
Yeah. There's so much to talk about with that character, and but what I really love about what the game does for us as players is so early on we're just like, oh, the new guy, okay, whatever, I'm gonna move on. But he just kind of keeps showing up, and each time he keeps showing up and we keep doing the occasional mission with him, you just get to know him a little bit more, and you grow to really like him because they go out of their way to make him a very important part of the mission.
Yeah, because we're with him initially on our first mission, he goes away. We do another small mission with him, he goes away.
Yeah,
and then he sticks to us. He becomes part of the crew.
Yeah. And I think like it makes it so interesting because then the betrayal happens. You get towards the end of the game. It is towards the end, but that was the last couple hours still.
Oh yeah, it's at length.
And our second to last session, I swear we thought we were going to end the game like 4 times in a row. Because there were just so many moments in those last couple hours that felt like the climax of the game. But it makes that moment of betrayal all the more interesting because on one hand I was like, man, I knew I didn't like him, but of course I liked him. Of course I grew to like him, much like I'm sure Cal did, as a character. These games, both for Fallen Order and for Survivor, I think do a great job of really putting the player in the shoes of Cal, right down to like the potential fall to the dark side and towards the end of the game here.
Oh yeah.
Making the player feel powerful as it should. Something that I think also would this have come out before or after? I think slightly before a very similar idea in Spider-Man PS5, Spider-Man 2, with the symbiote stuff.
Oh yeah,
there's
there's
a very similar mechanic there. This intoxicating feel of being imbued with the symbiote's power and just going absolutely nuts with it and doing what it should do to Peter Parker as a character in that game, making him feel extremely powerful, but making sure the animations and the moves that do change when you are in Darkseid mode for Cal or the symbiote mode for Spider-Man, and it looks and feels wrong. These characters shouldn't be acting this way, but again, it still makes you feel powerful. It's just really smart stuff. It's really funny that I think both these games came out the same year.
Even like when you do that for the first time, the embrace the darkness for the first time.
Yeah,
they pointedly have Stormtrooper dialogue that's like, he's gone nuts. He's crazy.
Yeah. I really did love a lot of the Stormtrooper dialogue in this game as well.
It was really good.
Really enjoyed that. There were some really fun little moments. Actually, I love it even more, as I'll always love, battle droid dialogue, because there were a lot of battle droids in this game. A lot of battle droids, a lot of Matthew Wood performances, a lot of him just having a great time with that. But back on the gameplay for a moment, I really loved, back to like early on in the game, I really loved the game doesn't like make you unlearn everything. Like a lot of your abilities, all your lightsaber colors, everything's still there. Like it makes sure that the game doesn't just become you don't become like a level 1 character again at the start of Survivor. Like there are a lot of things that like you're shown and given a refresher on as the game begins, but also there are a lot of the upgrades that the game is able to give you are very specific to this game. A lot of the upgrades in this game are specific to Kobo and specific to taking on the Kobo dust and stuff like that, and eliminating those like black shards that were everywhere. So like you are upgrading, you are finding ways to deal with problems in new ways by becoming stronger, but these things can actually be stripped away from you in the whatever the next game is.
They're a lot more environmental.
Yeah, because we're not going to ideally have another game fully centered around Kobo, whatever the third game comes around. So I like that idea. I like that there's a natural extension of things that we were already able to do in the first game, but also they're also just generally really useful Jedi abilities. You know, I was a big fan of dashing midair. You know, we weren't able to do that in the first game.
Yeah, that was super useful.
Loved being Batman.
Batman was one of the best parts of the game.
I was Batman. It was so fucking cool. They give you a fucking bat claw. They give you the ability to grapple up to places, and it's great. It's so cool that we're Batman.
And then towards the end of the game, we get to shoot ourselves from being grappled.
Exactly. It is literally an Arkham upgrade. I was like, oh, okay, I get it. I know the mechanics. We're good. Very funny, and again, just really, really cool stuff. I love being able to see that.
Although once you had all of the abilities, my god, the chains.
Well, that's also really cool. Is that like the game, like just I don't know, it isn't. I do have to praise it as much as it does sometimes very much annoy me as a player. I just appreciate the way that the game doesn't really hold your hand, and it's just like, no, like you know all these things, keep using these abilities to get places, chain them together, double jump, dash, grapple, then continue to dash from that point, wall run, etc. Like it's just chaining all these things together, keeping you on your toes, even when you're just doing regular traversal missions. You know, it's just making sure that you're always actively doing something and utilizing skills that you've learned as a player.
Yeah.
As much as sometimes those things annoy me, perhaps chaining a few too many of those abilities together at once.
There was only a couple times it was like really too many abilities.
Yeah. But back to the plot for a moment. I believe I was a little misled on this game.
You know what? Yes.
I believe I was a little misled. I was like, okay, I knew there was a time jump. But I think Battle Scars as a book had also led me to believe that we were going to kind of be in a similar space as where Battle Scars left us. But what I had not realized was that Battle Scars was actually going to be the start of, I'm guessing what was the actual start of the breaking apart of the Mantis crew.
Yeah.
And that we would start off in a much more... that the crew of the Mantis would start off in much more disparate places, and that we would need to sort of get the band back together. I believe I was also slightly misled, based on some of the promotional material that I was aware of for this game, as a huge High Republic fan, that we had known the main villain of the game for much of the game, and we did not. We did not. We were lied to. I saw Dagan Gera. I was like, that guy's fucking cool. I love the High Republic. I've read like every High Republic thing ever. I fucking love this. This is great.
And he's evil. Sick.
Yeah, well, a Jedi that, like, you know, interestingly, Dagan's position as a bad guy is very specific to his belief as a Jedi of the era of the High Republic. A guy that kind of sees the changes the Jedi are going through during the attack with the Nihil. Mm-hmm. Very mild spoilers for the High Republic publishing initiative, but like, you can draw a direct line between the Nihil attacks from phases 1 and 3 of the High Republic era and how the Jedi became complicit in the kind of things that would lead to people like Palpatine gaining power.
Yeah,
that would lead to the fall of the Jedi Order. You could draw a direct line with that. The Guardian protocols, you know, are a prime example of that. And Dagan, in this massive time of change for the Jedi, sees that and says, no, we can be different. We can be better. We can still be at the height of our power. and he becomes a fallen Jedi because of that, for almost being too much of a Jedi. Yeah, it's so interesting.
It is very interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, the game positions the fall being, if I read the game correctly at least, being his obsession on the where to do it, not the how.
Yeah, exactly. And even his plan was fully torn apart by the Nihil themselves with their arrival. And the death of, I have it written down somewhere here, whatever his master was. Oh man.
Oh gosh.
It's somewhere in here, I guarantee it. So fascinating. I love names. Dagon, and where is Santari Kree? There's her name.
Santari Kree.
I got her. Oh my god. But I'm so sorry. I'm gonna break the illusion here. We're handling a rowdy cat right now. Oh my god. Oh my god, she's ridiculous. We had to do this for a Star Trek commentary recently, and maybe I'll just put up a picture of her at some point during this review as well. You're ridiculous. Mwah. Go away. God. Anyway, so Santari Kree. This is gonna be the weirdest review. Santari Kree and Dagon and showing his fall and placing him out of time in the way that the game does makes him such an interesting villain. I think because he can't adapt pretty much.
Yeah.
Like again, Fallen Jedi is the point. Bleeds his lightsaber crystal. Love seeing that.
That
it actually happened in an on-screen Star Wars project. Very cool.
Also importantly,
this predated. This did predate the Acolyte.
Yeah, no, it predated the Acolyte.
By like a year. Yeah.
Also importantly, he had his arm chopped off.
Yes.
From like the elbow down or something.
Oh my god! Just on some of the fucking mechanics in this game, or just the visual representation of certain Force abilities. God, I love that. I love seeing that. Like just the manifestation of his other arm, like it. Oh god, there's something. I'm trying to put like what I feel about this into words. Using that disability of having only one arm, and showing that the Force is a way past that. That the Force, his very extremely pure belief in the Force, shows that like that disability is a fucking non-issue.
It's actually not that dissimilar, at least in theme. On sort of really opposite ends, mind you, to Kanan.
Yeah.
And when he's blind.
Yeah, totally. I agree. I totally agree with that. Yeah. I really love that. I love that visual style. And also just, I mean, God, I'm also going to talk once again towards the end of the game. I love the final fight with Dagon. That made me feel so fucking small as Cal.
Oh my God, that was such a hard fight.
Because you're fighting a fucking High Republic Jedi. You're fighting a Jedi explicitly at the height of his power. You're fucking Cal Kestis, who was a little baby boy when the Jedi Order fucking fell, and even then they fucking sucked at their jobs.
Yeah, they were pretty bad.
They were already pretty bad. You were learning from pretty bad Jedi, and then and then you had to learn from another Jedi who was also from the pretty bad time, that was pretty separated from her powers already because she had given up being a Jedi, that were already pretty bad a long time ago. Cal is so many fucking degrees removed from Dagon's power. It's fucking crazy. And they make you feel that as a player. Like,
oh my God.
To me, I still think... But Final Build Fight did give me a run for my money.
It did. That took a couple tries there.
But I still think just on a challenge level, and just what made me feel the most challenged was the final Dagon fight.
Because I think challenge-wise, we, as Cal Kestis, are more similar to Bode in ability.
Yeah.
Because he was still, generally speaking, trained by the same group of bad Jedi.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's why also, like, I remember feeling in the very brief Bode encounter we get on Jeddah, before we're separated from him.
Yeah.
In that brief encounter, I remember feeling, oh, this fight's actually really easy. They made it really easy. I was like, oh, I guess that makes sense. Bode hid his powers longer. That makes sense. He wasn't actively training. That checks out. But then his final fight is ridiculously difficult, and that is strictly just video game logic of the final fight has to be hard.
Yeah.
You know?
That is strictly video game logic happening.
Realistically, there's nothing about the Bode fight that narratively tells me this should be a difficult fight. The final Dagon fight felt narratively satisfying because I knew the context of Dagon's power in comparison to Cal's. And I thought that was super well done. I absolutely
especially because he's really mad at us now, too. We have foiled his plans left, right, center.
Yeah.
We are destroying and killing his allies, his abilities to do shit.
Yeah.
and we're just a pain in his neck.
Yeah, totally.
He wants us dead.
Yeah. I really loved it. And I also just love the kind of increasing difficulties of the Dagon fights. And I really felt them. Just like, I mean, again, Dagon was a High Republic Jedi. You know, that dude's power is off the fucking charts, I'm sure. But really just feeling that power come back to him with each phase. And like the first 2 times not actually defeating him. He gets away the first 2 times.
Gets away both times.
I just love those fights. And also, like, I need to make it clear, I don't feel cheated by the fact that Dagon was a dummy villain.
Yeah,
you know,
that he isn't our actual big bad.
Yeah, I don't feel cheated by that fact. I just felt like, you know, perhaps Dagon's plot was a little better built up than Bode's. Mm-hmm. Bode is still a great twist villain, and I really felt that. I mean, I also really, it's a stupid thing to praise, I know, but that great, incredibly like pre-scripted, just like ride on the speeder, chase after Bode, you're never going to catch him, etc. It goes on for a really long time and gives the player a lot of time to process the emotions of the betrayal. Like, it really works. I was fucking screaming my ass off. You were here, man. Yeah, I was so mad at that.
Because the thing is, he is a good twist villain, because, yes, he is effectively a new character emotionally afterwards.
Yeah.
But we know his motivation. We thought he was a goner a couple times because of the same motivation.
Yeah. Well, that's also part of what makes it a great twist is like so many times they give Bode dialogue that is like, oh man, I wish I could see my daughter again, blah blah blah. It's like, oh, yeah,
I want to give her a good home, blah blah blah.
Yeah, he's always just kind of there like I'm a character that's going to die. And I guess he does die in the end, just under a much different context.
Like there's on a playing the game in, there's this really funny moment to me at any rate. We're about to go fight Dagon. Well, we think it may be the final fight in the game.
Yeah.
When then like there's all the post-game stuff.
Yeah.
We think it might be the final fight. We think Bode's going down. I took a picture of the screen being like, one last look at my friends.
The Rise of Skywalker. Yeah. Like, again, he is a great twist villain. He really, really is. I remember just feeling a little more narratively fulfilled by the build up to Dagon. That's all.
Yeah.
But the Bode stuff still made perfect sense, and I still really loved where the game went at that point. But more on the Dagon stuff, I also really loved the idea of even before the fall of the High Republic era, Dagon's alliance with Ravis and the Bedlam Raiders.
Yes, that's really interesting.
Yeah, the idea of these characters that were already like really closely aligned, and also again the structure of the game is really smart. I love the introduction of Ravis in relation to Dagon. Like Ravis just seems like, oh, here's our very physical pirate-like threat that is here on the ground on Kobo.
Yeah.
That is threatening Grease and my boy Turgle and Z.
Turgle.
Like, there's a very physical, tangible threat there that becomes much higher stakes when Dagon is introduced, and then he's saved by Ravis, and that alliance just feels really natural, and it feels lived in. It's just highly believable.
It's initially like almost really confusing. You're like, wait a minute, how does Ravis? No, that's this guy. He's like hundreds of years old. Dagon.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, really, really cool stuff. I enjoy that. I really, really did enjoy that. Also, Turgle. Because I mentioned there briefly. On the side quests, we didn't do that many side quests.
No.
We did the finding the prospectors in the mine and fighting the Rancor and all that.
Yeah, we fought the Rancor. We got a skill point.
Yeah, we didn't really pursue any of the bounty hunter stuff with what's her face, what was her name?
Oh God, what was her name?
Cage.
Yeah, Cage.
We didn't really pursue any of those. We did a little bit of Skoova Stev, and otherwise didn't really pursue much beyond that. I know we probably should have and could have. We could have and should have. I should have said.
But here we are now.
Yeah. Point being, we were here for a first playthrough. Here's the main story kind of thing. Maybe someday I'll go back and do more of the side missions. But I did like how the game was structured with more side missions. I liked that idea of giving us a much more open world planet like Kobo, where that we can properly explore and go through at our leisure. I enjoyed that. Just the structure of that was really neat. During this whole process in the first mission to Kobo, though, we also meet Z, who's a character I don't know. I enjoy the idea of, again, High Republic era droid. I just love my High Republic shit, but also Z kind of felt like oh man, I think as a character kind of fulfilled the same function as what's her name from Solo? The Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
I know
droid.
which one you mean.
Yeah.
What is her name?
I can't think of her name now. But yeah, it kind of fulfilled that same kind of comic relief droid narrative function that I don't know why. I suppose I prefer droids that are a bit more subtle in their comedy. I love K2SO. K2SO is really subtle. Even some classic 3PO comedy I really love. I don't always love, I should say. There are exceptions. I don't love especially loud, boisterous comedic relief droids. Z isn't like loud, I should say, but I just
Z's loud in the sense like this is where the comedy is obviously pointed from.
Yeah, and some of it is really funny. I do enjoy a fair bit of it, but I don't know, it didn't always land for me. But yeah, I don't know, as far as like this, the various things we meet on, we encounter on Kobo that set up various side missions were really neat, and I'll probably check more of those out eventually. Just not a ton right now. But on other planets, though, we see other planets throughout the game. I already mentioned Jedi, Kobo. There is the shattered moon.
The shattered moon.
My mortal enemy.
I hate the shattered moon.
My mortal enemy, the shattered moon. God, really hated the shattered moon. Just on a difficulty level. There was a whole portion of the early shattered moon section where I just got utterly demolished.
And there aren't enough respawn points.
And to be fair, it might also be a Dathomir situation from Fallen Order, where we were given the option to go to Dathomir, and we probably shouldn't have the first time around.
To fairness on us, back then when we did Dathomir, because they gave us the option.
Yeah,
you handled that pretty well first time around. It was only after
it took a very long time.
Yeah, but we got to like where the game physically stopped us.
Mm-hmm.
Not that hard.
Mm-hmm.
And then on return trips, it seemed to kick our ass.
Dathomir did?
Yeah.
I thought Dathomir mostly kicked our ass first time around, really. I thought at least. Because then this one was the choice between going back to Kobo and the Shattered Moon, and we chose Shattered Moon because it was a new location.
Right, and plus we were just at Kobo.
Yeah. Because that was after we met up with Seer and Eno Cordova, who did not die.
How? It almost feels. I don't even know what it feels like, but him being alive just feels unlikely.
Yeah. I do think potentially he could have just not been in the game. If I have like a minor quibble with that, I'm just like, I think his narrative function could have been fulfilled by Seer. I really do.
Or literally any other like reasonably competent archivist character.
That's true. But I like the idea of it being Seer, because Seer would carry a lot of the same mission statement as Cordova, and could have accomplished the same things that he did.
Do you know what bothers me? I've thought about it since about like Cordova being alive. He's been alive, like he's already been found.
Yeah,
everyone when they see him and meet him outside of Bode, who maybe should have had a stronger reaction in retrospect.
True, very true.
But everyone when they meet him in like for the first time, as far as we're concerned, the players, everyone's like, "Oh, hey, Cordova."
Yeah,
and we're like, oh, "I'm sorry, what? I thought this guy died."
Right? Maybe I just severely misread portions of Fallen Order and Dark Temple for that matter. But I truly thought Cordova has been long gone.
I got the impression he either died during the Clone Wars.
Yeah,
or he was just taken down Order 66.
Yeah.
We could have severely misread it.
Yeah. Well, especially also like that is also a big portion of, in my opinion, BD going to Cal in Fallen Order.
Yeah.
Is that like Cordova's no longer around, and he wants to give him to someone deserving of him, and someone that BD like makes a strong bond with.
Isn't that also the point of us finishing his mission? Like, why could he not just finish his own mission? This is just a thought I'm just having right now.
Yeah, wait, maybe I really don't think I like Cordova being around now. Actually, I really don't. That's interesting. Not a big fan of that now. Okay, weird. And then he dies anyway. To be fair, I think now my big thing that I keep saying, and we'll talk about this more on the end of the game, but my big thing that I kept saying about the end of this game though is that this is our Empire Strikes Back. This is if the Cal Kestis games are a trilogy, then Fallen Order's New Hope, this is Empire Strikes Back, whatever the third game is, Return of the Jedi, this is the lowest point.
Yeah.
If Cordova's around to die, sure, okay.
He's just an extra stake.
Yeah, the point of that could be there's that moment, toward the end when we're burning the bodies and it's Seer, and Bode, and it's like, oh yeah, sure, like it makes you feel the amount of loss that we've experienced in the game, But if Ito is just brought back literally just to die to make us feel that weight, it does now feel a little artificial.
Yeah, because again, just seeing him for the first time, I was like, oh, I didn't have like a reaction. Our reaction was very much one of confusion.
Yeah. Weird stuff. Sears bald now. She's bald now. I think that's cool. Deborah Wilson's so cool. I love that woman so much. We keep hearing her voice in a lot of things lately, actually, because we just finished the new season of My Adventures with Superman, and she's Amanda Waller in that. Well, there was something else that we did recently.
Was it Zombies?
Oh yeah, she's Marvel Zombies. We caught up on that, and she was just. I think because we heard so much of her recently, I was like, oh, I can hear Deborah Wilson right away. She's so good. She's so good in everything she does. Even if she does often get cast in very similar roles. She's got a great voice for it. Can't argue with it, I guess.
I do think it's interesting. The game never does completely divulge. I'm thinking about it. Doesn't completely divulge why the group split.
No, I kind of like that. You get
little hints. Like you could tell there's a couple key moments that split up the group, but not what the defining moment was.
There's a lot said in what the game doesn't say. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of happiness in seeing each other, but also like clearly the dynamics have changed, and Sears' priorities have changed, and Grease's priorities. Grease is happy to have the family back together when he gets the family back together, but also like this dude has been through a lot. For the game, it's a big moment of being like, oh, he's got a robotic arm, something really bad happened with that. For us, we've read Battle Scars.
Yes, so. It doesn't diminish the moment.
No,
in fact, there's some payoff to like him still working through having the robot arm. He can't fly as effectively in one cutscene.
I thought that was going to be much more important. I thought it was going to be, oh, he can't fly as swift. He can't, his reaction time's not as good as it used to be.
That never came around.
So I thought for sure in like escaping from a planet at some point, he wouldn't be able to, but whatever.
You see, I would have, if I was putting that in the game, I would have done it onto the escape from Shattered, because that's where they did it.
Yeah, but whatever. Let's see. I already mentioned Rancor side missions. Looking through my notes here. On other abilities that we get in the game, there's BD's laser that he's able to like eliminate the Kobo dust with, or the Kobo crystal.
The one we crunch up the lower rocks.
Yeah, that one. And there's also the stances. There are a lot of stances in this game. Oh my god. There's the single bladed. There's the two bladed, which is not to be confused with double bladed.
Yeah.
And then there's crossguard, my beloved
crossguard. Oh my god.
Once I got here's the thing. I was a double bladed boy the entire game. Up to the point of getting the crossguard. I was like,
you were like, I'm gonna try it.
Double blade's perfect. I was like, let me try crossguard. It seems pretty cool. And then I like one-shotted my first bad guy that I came up against, and I was like, ooh, I really like crossguard. And so at that point,
plus you were able to like, when you get parry and block a lot better.
Yeah. And I mean, crossguard stance is also fucking elite for boss battles when you have to get those big hits on a single enemy. Gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
If you time it well. But I think also the game allows you to have like two active stances at a time, and so at that point it just became double bladed and crossguard, and I literally never switched it out.
I do think it's interesting how in a lot of cutscenes Cal's so ready to draw the gun, because the gun is a pretty obvious intimidation tactic in general.
There's the gun thing in the bow death, but there's I forget there was another one before that, and I can't remember.
When we're on the Imperial base. It's in that reasonably longer cutscene.
What does he do with it? I forget.
We're going through his terminal, and his kid walks in.
Okay.
And Cal pulls it up thinking it's bowed, like ready to...
Oh, yes, that's right. Yes, you are correct. Let's see. I don't think I have it in my notes here. Oh yeah, we're back on Jedi. Okay. So on other new abilities, there's the green shield dash thing that we get from Aaron.
Oh my god.
Now, I need to talk about... I don't know how I'm going to describe this experience without us having gone back in time and filmed our reaction to this moment.
I know.
But that fucking chase sequence on Jeddah, after when we're inside the One Imperial base, and we're trying to get out, and we're flipping through the fucking air, and Baron has these little like wind tunnel portal things for us to travel through. And when I'm talking, the thing I was talking about before, when the game chains a few too many abilities together for a single sequence, that's the moment I'm talking about. And I was losing my goddamn mind. We were literally screaming playing through that because I could not catch my breath and get a handle on the moment. Amazing moment. So much fun to play.
Yeah, you were screaming. We had to redo it, once?
I don't think we had to redo the whole thing, but we did respawn a lot. Because like there's sometimes I do think some of the wind tunnel portal circles were hard to find at certain points, but
they came in
maybe that's just a skill issue.
They came in at like a weird time. One was a little too high the one time.
Yeah. But
and then we're able to jump through energy rings.
Yeah. There were a lot of moments where I forgot that I could do that, and when I kept coming up against like ray shield things, and I was like, "How am I ever gonna get past this?" And I was like, "I just gotta hit circle. That's all. That's all." It was.
Yeah, I was like dash, and you're like, "Well, right."
Yep. But yeah. Also that whole chase sequence culminates in a kiss. I love the relationship of Cal and Marin and how that sort of builds up throughout this game. Great to see. I think just the development of that, the idea that those feelings are always there, and also Battle Scars goes a long way to continue to develop on that idea.
Right.
I think that's one of those cases where like the tie-in media really pays off. Because I don't think Fallen Order has a ton of time to get into Cal and Marin's blissful ignorance of each other's feelings.
Oh god, yeah.
And of course it doesn't stop Mirren from fucking a stormtrooper, which I mean, fucking good for her, but it's great, and I really do like how that relationship develops, and it becomes a very casual thing by the end. I really enjoy that.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see. The Z rescue mission is kind of whatever. I don't know. I didn't care about that much. Yeah. We also got turned around quite a bit in the middle of that base.
Oh, we did.
Getting to the second Dagon fight.
Yeah.
In there.
We got turned around. It was not, that bit wasn't fun.
I forget what was our problem there? What was our solution to that?
I think it was, this is the elevator turnaround, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we took literally a wrong turn.
Went down the elevator all the way, a long ass elevator thing, and I think I was under the impression the elevator would not respawn because it wouldn't let me back in.
Yeah. And instead we just didn't wait long enough to see it open back up.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that's what it was. And I figured out eventually, but we were doing that for like 15-20 minutes. It was crazy.
We left the elevator, walked around the whole area again.
Yeah.
Then I literally walked away because I had to go do something.
Yeah, and I still hadn't figured it out by the time you came back. Oh my god, awful. Whatever. Annoying segment. Oh my god. I was like, what does this note mean? I have a note here that says pick up and put down. It's the lifting things and crashing them down ability. Yeah, that's one of the more superfluous force abilities in the game. It also takes a long time for the game to register what you're trying to do. I found that really annoying and kind of not buggy, but like just kind of it got in the way of a lot of the fluidity of the rest of Cal's combat, I thought.
Yeah.
Like there would be times when you'd have to like chain together like crushing a sentry gun or something while another enemy was shooting at you, and it's like okay, cool. I can't get to the other guy because the sentry gun is shooting me the second I'm out here, and I can't crush it because the game isn't registering my R1 and triangle press it was fast enough.
It was annoying.
Yeah, so things like that just got annoying. What does this say?
What is it?
Thought it was over. Oh yeah, we thought it was over. Yeah, okay, that's all my note says is we thought the game was over like 4 times over. That's all it was.
Well, yeah, because we do what is still narratively the hardest fight.
Yeah.
And
oh wait, no, I get what my note says.
Of what?
Oh my god, that was one of the 1,000,001 bow death flags. I think I was trying to write down. I thought it was Bover.
It was Bover.
Oh man, I was funny in these notes. Some of these are great. Man, I gotta talk though about like some of the big climactic boss battles of the game though as well, because that's right before the Ravis fight. First off, fucking fantastic fight. I love the Ravis fight. I think this game, again, minus the final boat fight, which is hard to square away narratively. I think narratively, for the most part, these boss fights in this game do a great job of making you feel like you're fighting the actual character. Like, does that make sense to say?
Sure, yeah.
Like, I already explained the Dagon thing, but the Ravis thing makes so much sense. You see that character, you see that he can tank a lightsaber hit like nothing. And so when you're fighting him with your lightsaber, like, you're not actually doing that much to the guy.
He's under so much armor.
Yeah.
That it doesn't matter. Cal literally puts a hole through him in like a cutscene. Yeah,
and he's fine. Well, he's importantly, I forget the name of the actual alien species, but he is actually the same race as Dirge from the 2D Micro series, the Tarkovsky one. So fucking cool. Love seeing that because I love Dirge so much. That was one of my early Star Wars glup shitos as a kid. I was like, that guy's the best.
That's the one that stuck.
And I was like, that's
from like early on.
I was like, that's the best guy. He's the best one right there. But also like it makes sense because that second second phase comes around, and like it makes sense for the character. It's not just, oh, we didn't actually defeat the boss, here's a second phase. It's like, no, like he grew a second health bar for a boss battle because he regrew his limbs, and you saw that happen. It makes so much sense, and I just love that fight for that reason. Hits like a truck. Goes on for a while because of that reason, and
we have to put him down.
Yeah, so this I really love. There are three, technically 4, but I don't think the final Dagon kill is quite the same thing.
No, I don't think so.
There are 3 key moments where Cal is willing to offer somebody salvation, and they deny it, and we kind of get. I'm gonna go on a Man of Steel talk here, but I love. I love the end of Man of Steel. I like the end of Man of Steel where Superman kills Zod, because I like when there are just clear parameters given to a fight that is about to happen. And so while that fight is going on, not only does it look cool, looking cool is a huge part of a great fight sequence and in a film, show, video game, whatever. But understanding the parameters that we are fighting within, the stakes of that, and the fight working within those parameters makes it feel like the story isn't cheating you. Mm-hmm. So the Zod death in Man of Steel is General Zod sees, plan is foiled. He stands in the
very thoroughly. His plan is gone.
He stands in the ruins of Metropolis, and gives this speech about how all he was Krypton. All he stood for was Krypton's future. Krypton has no future. He has no future. He has nothing else to fight for. He tells Superman straight up, either you die or I do. There is literally no other way this ends. When a villain sets that bar for our hero, we have our Ninth Sister confrontation at the start of this game.
Yes.
Very much the same thing. It really felt, too, as a direct sequel to Fallen Order, because Fallen Order, you fight her, 3 times?
3 times.
Never fucking goes down, apparently. And Cal is faced with that decision. Okay, sure, we'll let her go. She says no, because she's going to keep being the Ninth Sister. And Cal is going to, in the end, make that decision to put her down. Does the same thing for Ravis. Says, hey, you don't need to follow Dagon. You can go off, be your own person. I'm not trying to hurt you here. And Ravis chooses the other option. And so Cal chooses the other option as well. And it's a great moment. Leading up to the final Bode confrontation, there's a moment where I think you can see Cal consider making that choice. But it's so quick, and I don't think he actually wants to give Bode salvation for a moment. I don't think he does. It's so quick. The fact that he uses a blaster is a big part of that. There's no lightsaber. There's no honor or grace in that death. He shoots him down like a rabid dog, and it fucking hurts.
I mean, this is also after he's pushed himself away from his own goal. His his own kid is just listen to them. We can leave. It'll be fine.
Yeah, definitely. I really, really love. I just love the culmination of that confrontation and how the game portrays Cal's very subtle turn, struggling with the dark and potentially turning fully. Who's to say? I don't know. I don't know where the third game's going. We don't know anything about it yet, at least the time of recording this.
Yeah.
Watch there be an announcement in the, week before this video comes out.
I know, right? That'd be pretty crazy.
But yeah, I really, really love that. I think that's just, it's so smart. It's so well done. I think the fates of all these villains make so much sense. And they go a long way to portray Cal's journey and how he changes over time.
I do wonder, now that we've finished the game, and it is our next big narrative plot point, when do we kill Dagon?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember we were all like, man, this feels weird. The tone's off.
Yeah.
We attributed that initially to Cal. Something was really off. We thought something was off with him.
Yeah.
And I wonder now if if we were picking up the weird narrative energy coming off of Bode.
Possibly. That's possible. I can see that. Yeah. How interesting is that? Wow. Anyway, great game. I love this game. There's more to talk about yet. Good God. The Seer sequence. My God, the Seer sequence.
My God. Yes.
Jedi's attacked. Cal is knocked out. You're forced to die essentially and respawn.
The game, the first game did it.
Mm-hmm.
When I saw, I kind of saw it coming.
Yeah. And then the Empire invades Jeddah. Eno is killed. Bode escapes. you play a seer for an extended period, and it's so fucking cool. I truly have never felt more powerful playing one of these games until that moment when you play a seer, and it is an intoxicating feeling. Truly a Jedi that has spent clearly at least a couple years back in the saddle and focusing on her abilities once more. Mm-hmm. I think also, like, I was talking with my friend about this. It was the Vader fight he'd struggled with, by the way.
Was it?
It was the Vader fight. He basically, our friend that really loves these games, dear viewer, really told me ahead of time that there was a fight he really, really struggled with towards the end of the game, and I thought for sure it was the final Dagon fight when we did that.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But he said it was Vader, and I was fascinated by that idea. Because I don't know, I think there was just a moment when I was playing as Seer.
Yeah, you locked in on his pattern.
I think you were watching me that whole time. I was just so. I mean, maybe it was just the fact that I was so enamored by the sequence playing as Seer itself, but like, man, I spent that whole time like trying to learn like what you can actually do with her as a character, because your abilities are a little more limited, but they hit hard, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think just by the time the Vader appearance happened, first off, amazing twist on that. I didn't expect Vader showing up again in this game.
Yeah, right. For sure.
Bode
warned that there was something terrible coming. I thought it was just another Inquisitor.
Yeah. I mean, now if Vader doesn't show up in Game 3, I'm gonna feel almost a little cheated, I guess. But man, I really took the time to like learn her abilities there. When it came to fighting Vader, I tried to learn his fight style very, very fast, as fast as I could. It took me 2 tries for Vader? 2 tries for Vader. I think I died once. Or no, did I?
No, you didn't die. It's just
I was on my last heal. Yeah. I used my last heal. And I was like, cool, I have like 1 shot at this.
Yeah, you did the whole thing in one go.
Yeah, and it was just, I don't know, it was just
I saw you locked in on the Vader fight. You learned his pattern. It was good.
I really do. It was like the first time I'm not an amazing gamer, but truly I think it was the first time I could make one of those like did you ever see those like lore accurate Batman videos where they like play a challenge map in Arkham Knight like really, really well?
Yeah.
And I think it was the first time I ever did like a lore accurate Seer Junda. I feel like I really fucking crushed that fight, and I wish there was video evidence of it. Whatever. Anyway, Cameron Monaghan's an amazing actor. When Seer dies, good God, that dude's performance. I love him so much. It is not just the fact that Cal Kestis is a character modeled after Cameron Monaghan. The dude just embodies the character fully, and you really do feel that in his performance.
It was so well done.
Yeah,
and it's also like shot, if you will, really well, because Cal has time to come back after all that.
Yeah.
And you die as Seer just long enough for Cal to come back in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I really love that. I think that moment's so great. I gotta go back and replay that segment, dude. It's so good. But yeah, it did feel a little extended as far as like beginning the denouement of the game.
Yeah,
was the ISB the ISB base was a little too long, I thought, but I think a lot of that was served to express Cal's darkness and being able to play around with those abilities. But then also, there's that random ass pointless journey back to Kobo after the ISB base.
I know.
No fucking reason. You are there to infiltrate the watchtower again and see that the Empire has shown up there because Bode alerted them. You fight them, you go up an elevator, you go down an elevator after talking to Z, and that's it. Mm-hmm. It is an utterly pointless segment. I don't know why. I'm guessing it's just one last chance to do some side mission stuff, probably.
But before the game hits its end stride. That's probably it.
I'm guessing that's it.
But again, I don't know. Maybe because we're doing this namely for the story.
Yeah.
I just don't know who would cut off the narrative flow like that.
Yeah, that's also we're getting so close to the end of the game, and we were just like, this just feels like it, and we should just kind of push through it and continue to play to the end, to the story's natural end. Well, there's a momentum to the story. It's like the main story is written in a specific way at a specific pace for a specific reason. I think that is the one thing I can say against games with a lot of side missions, is that like it, especially in a game like this where the narrative of the main campaign of the game is paced in a specific way. that like certain things maybe shouldn't be cut off in the way that they are, especially also when a game like this is constantly reminding you of the main plot line.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Some of the Arkham games I think have a much better balance with that stuff. I think especially Arkham Knight has the best balance of side mission and main story stuff, where it actually gives you the wheel of like choosing your next mission. It's not forcing the main story upon you, and they weave those side missions in a lot better.
Especially because just at the end of this game, it's like Cordova dies, Seer dies.
Yeah.
Bode's the reason those things happened.
Yeah.
And we gotta go get him.
Yeah.
And then you gotta go get him again.
And the game makes you really feel Cal's desperation in hunting down Bode then. And so it's like, you feel that emotion. If you're playing the game and you're trying to like to empathize with your main character, you want to live in that moment and go after his main goal.
Especially when the other characters on the ship are all like, "Oh, let's go get Bode. Come on." We got like Aaron's like, "Let's go put him down. He doesn't deserve this second chance."
Yeah. I'm so interested by that, but I'm so interested in the choice to separate the way they do it. Overall, once again, structurally, this game is a lot better than Fallen Order. I just think again, adjustments can be made as always. And I guess my final note on the main story, other than that fantastic Seer Ghost final moment, gorgeous. But Kata, yes. I'm so fascinated by where this character could take our main characters in the next game. But I think for now, just the narrative role she plays in this is a representation of innocence and an idea that like innocence is a tricky thing to talk about, especially when related directly to female characters. There's an idea of purity that can get a little dicey.
Yeah, they can get. Yeah.
But I think in this case, we're talking about a child. We're talking about at what point do you stop? Are you done being a child?
Mm-hmm.
At what point do you change for better or for worse? There's this beautiful moment right before the final Bode fight. And before you even talk to Kata in the end, the final respawn point, I just fucking sat there. They have Kata singing, and the soundtrack totally drowns out. You just kind of sit there meditating. You were there. I sat there for a very long moment, just being like, "Oh wow, the theme of this game is really fucking hitting me right now."
And it's not even, it doesn't end when like you approach her. She stops singing. She says like, "Oh, I don't like this place. There's no one here. It's dark. It's scary."
Mm-hmm.
And Marin and Cal, they're like, "Oh, we could help light the way." They literally help light like this dark tunnel.
Yeah, and God, and there's also a great dichotomy there of Kata's final moments of innocence, which we are capturing in that song, because we are about to kill her father right in front of her.
That is, in fact, the goal.
I'm going to resist another Last of Us rant that I love so very, very much. But it's, it's not entirely dissimilar to, Ellie in Last of Us.
Yeah.
But there's that moment, and paralleled with Cal's innocence already being gone. He's already turned. There's that, even if he is not a Sith or a full-on dark side Force user, there's still corruption in there. There's still that loss of innocence. He also just lost his mentor. She died right in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
That innocence in him is already gone. How can you? There's that. Oh god! And there's that reminder from Seer in the end of taking Kata, doing something good for her, like guiding her. She says, guide her through the darkness. I believe is the line.
Yeah, that's what I remember the line being.
Guide her through the darkness. And how can Cal do that when he is so entrenched in it himself? Is a fascinating question that the game doesn't answer yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be curious to see what Game 3 has to offer. It does make me almost not want another time jump for Game 3.
I'm telling you, I don't think there's going to be a big one. That's my big theory.
I'm pretty sure they're going to. I think they'll still do a time jump. I'm not sure how much.
I know we were talking about it as the credits rolled by. I love video game credits. They're so long. And
I was saying that as well. I was like, God, I just love video game credits. Especially when you finish the game with somebody, we were there, we were able to just have that conversation directly after, as the credits were rolling by for so long.
We talked about a lot of things at the time.
Yeah.
But the big one relevant to this is, I think there will be a time jump, but because we have Kata, who we expressly are going to see change,
mm-hmm.
we can't jump that. We should not jump, I should say,
mm-hmm.
too far ahead, because then we miss the change.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think there will be maybe a 2-3 year long jump max, personally.
Yeah.
Because that's enough change that we as an audience could be like, okay, I could see how a character could change this way, especially a child.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
But, like, not so much change that we can't believe it.
Yeah, I agree. Man, what a game. Oh, God, I love Survivor. I really did love this game. I a couple nitpicks, which some of which we realized while we were talking about it.
That happens a lot here.
Yeah. But no, I really do love this. I love this. I love this game. I love the Cal Kestis saga. I feel like, game-wise, it gets better as it goes along. There are a few... Dark Temple's a bit of a stumble. I don't love Dark Temple as a comic.
It's got issues.
Battle Scars I greatly enjoy. That's a great book.
That's a book written as a love letter to just the one game at the time.
Oh, unrelated to Star Wars or anything. I just found out that Sam Maggs works for Critical Role, the writer of Battle Scars.
Really?
Yeah, she works for Critical Role. She worked on Daggerheart. I got Daggerheart, Hope and Fear, and she's there in the Critical Role credits.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the core set as well, because then I looked back and I looked at the core set and she's listed there in the credits for the Critical Role team that worked on Daggerheart.
Oh.
I don't know what she does there at the company, but I think that's just cool. She seems really cool. That's all I'm trying to say. But, God, what a time. What a saga. We have been meaning to get around to the Jedi games and the Cal Kestis saga for so long now. It's been happening. It started in 2019, and we're, needless to say, we're late to the party.
Late to the party.
But I'm so glad we came anyway. So... I could have worded that better. I could have worded that so much better. God damn it. God damn it. Whatever. I guess that does it for us today. Any final comments, thoughts, anything like that?
Yeah, just really liked it. I'm looking forward to the next game.
Yeah.
And hopefully a piece of time material.
Yeah.
For the third game.
I know it would have nothing to do with the third game, because Battle Scars was written to be a thing to do with Survivor. But I would love to see a Bode book. I would love to see some kind of exploration of his character, of his backstory.
That too. I want that book.
That's what I really, really want. And maybe I'm asking for that also because, they don't fully go into every tiny detail in the game. Because, they can't possibly do that in a game. But I would love to see...
Especially when his twist comes well over, the ending.
Yeah, it's 2-3 hours from the end of the game. And that's if you're playing it casually, So, there are better ways to go about it. But again, I would like to see that expanded upon. I would love to see that. It's hard to publish a book like that, though, without spoiling a twist. Like that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it really is. So, whatever. I'll probably never get it, but whatever.
Maybe a different Jedi.
I mean, hey, Sam Maggs got to write Battle Scars because she loved Fallen Order so much and just wanted to write some more Cal Kestis adventures. So maybe I could campaign enough to write the Bode book. What's his last name? Akuna? Bode Akuna?
Something like that.
Akuna Matata? Whatever. Anyway, what are we covering next time?
What are we covering next time? That's my book.
That's your book. We're going back into books. Battle Scars was neither of our choice because it was just part of the saga. But we're doing 2 books across the next 2 episodes. You chose our next one. We're doing Reign of the Empire, Mask of Fear.
Yes.
And I chose, because it's been on my radar for a while, I chose for the episode after that, we're going to cover From a Certain Point of View, the first Certain Point of View book, the New Hope one.
The New Hope. I'm very curious to read that, but we got to get through my book first, which I chose mostly off vibes again.
Yeah, that's how it be. That's how it be, man. Those will be the next 2 episodes. We're probably going to do some comics after that, I would say. Probably. We'll see. Oh, yeah, we're going to do some Legends comics. That's right. No spoilers on what that is yet, but we're going to do some Legends comics, so be on the lookout for that when that is all out. Otherwise, there's our Patreon, patreon.com/Blooded Studios. You can get all kinds of fun things there, like early Star Trek reviews, exclusive Star Trek commentaries, first face extras, bad movie commentaries. If you're not into any of that, though there's so very much of it, there's a $1 general support tier. It is the Cadet tier. You'll get your name down below on every video we put out. People will see your name down there. They'll see you're a cool person. They'll want to be a cool person too, and they will join the Patreon, because that, let me tell you, gang, is where the cool people go. Alright, I guess that does it for us today. Thanks so much for watching. I guess until next time, this has been Joey Morgan.
Jacob.
Goodbye.